Well, good morning. It's raining. It's raining. It's pouring. I'm actually going to be the only one of my posse at the meeting today because Amanda has to work and Tracy has a wedding tonight that she's standing up in, so you know they'll be all busy with all the bride stuff there. And Sandy flew. I don't know why it does that lately. When I shut my garage door, it turns you guys off. I don't understand that, but it does. Anyway, it's raining, and it might, hopefully not, turn into snow. Ugh. I don't like hearing that word, but we've had snow in April, so. And it's what I love about Michigan is when I went to do my grocery shopping yesterday, it was 46 degrees and people were in shorts. Only in Michigan. We consider that a heat wave. So, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be downright mad if I don't lose at least a little bit of weight today. I know I ate out on Tuesday, but I ate very light the rest of the week to kind of make up for it. I did eat out last Saturday with my girlfriend, but I chose wisely and I divided the meal up and I had half for lunch and half for dinner. So it wasn't like I went completely crazy there. And Sunday, which is always my worst day, I got a blue dot. So, and I walked every day, almost 3 miles, or at least 2 miles every day. Some days 2.5, yesterday 3. So I put the work in. I'm really, I don't know. I just don't, you know, last time I didn't feel it, I did lose though. So, but I'm just feeling like I'm going to be mad. I just have that feeling. I really do. But I'm still going. Even when everybody, well, I knew that Tracy wasn't coming. But I didn't know Amanda and Sandy weren't coming. And then they texted me this morning. And I thought, well, do I really want to go? Yes, you do. So I'm going. So, other than that, Peggy over at Color Me Influence wanted to know how Denise and I ended up living so close together. When I got married, I lived in Detroit, my family lived in Detroit, and I found a house to rent like 2 blocks from my parents' house that, you know, I could walk there, it was so close. And so I always just knew I wanted to be close with my, well, you know that, I wanted to be close with my family. And then my father died in 1983, and my mother didn't want to stay in the house anymore. She just said it had too many memories. So her, Denise, and Mary, because they were single at the time, bought a house in Clinton Township. And so Jim and I decided we didn't want to live in Detroit without our family, well, my family. His family had moved over to Ypsilanti, which is by Ann Arbor, his mom and dad, and his sister and his brother. So, and Bertie lived in Roseville, which was kind of somewhat close to Clinton Township. So we decided, I should put my lights on so people can see me. So we moved probably, a little less than a mile from my mother and my Denise and Mary's house. So we bought that house. And then my mother had a heart attack in 1993. And at the time, Mary was getting married. Mary got married first. And they had to put the house up for sale. Because the 3 of them had bought the house and they couldn't afford it, just the 2 of them. So, well, they could, but they didn't want to. So, and then Denise had never been on her own, and she wanted to kind of get off on her own. So they were looking for someplace to go. Then my mother had a heart attack, and no, that's not right. No, that's not right. I take that back. My mother did have a heart attack, but not in 1993. In 1993, my mother moved in with me. That was it. And Denise found an apartment at the end of my street. So, like, when I came out of my subdivision, if you crossed over that main street, that's where the apartment building was, and that was where Denise lived. And Mary lived about a mile west of me. And so then my mother lived with me. And I always thought my mother was so old when she moved in with me. And my mother was 63 when she moved in with me. No, I'm going to take that back. She was born in 25. 67. 68. She was 68 when she, same age as I am now. And I thought she was old. But she moved in when she was 68. Then in 1996, that's when she had her heart attack. She had a heart attack in 1996. And Denise had got married and had moved in where Gary was living, and they lived about half hour away. And so when my mother had a heart attack, it wasn't debilitating, but it was just enough that, you know, she had to go for therapy and it slowed her down a little bit. So Denise bought a house at the other end of my street. So she was probably maybe 15 houses away at the other end of the street. And she was there. She could come and help me if my mom needed anything. Because at the time I was working. And then where's my spot here? It's kind of foggy out here. Anyway, so then I know it's a long story, but have you ever known me to tell a short story? I just, that'll be the day. That'll be the day. Not when I die. Well, yeah, I will. That'll be the day when I die, because that'll be the shortest story ever. Anyway, so then Denise started having kids, and she wanted to be in a better school district because the school district we were in wasn't the best. So she moved out this way, and so she moved back out here, and then I got lonely. So I went looking for a house, and I knew I wanted to be in the general area. And at the time, Denise and her family had gone to California because Gary's sister had moved there with her husband and their kids. So they were going on a vacation. They were going to go to Disneyland and see his sister and all that good stuff. So I found this house. It was the very first house we looked at, and I fell in love with the house. I thought, this is the house I want. Well, the other house we bought was the very first house that I looked at too. And it just felt like home. And we went looking and looking and we kept coming back to that other house. Well, the same thing happened with this house. We kept looking at this house. I think we looked at this house 3 times. And every time we went back, I kept saying, Jim, this is the house I want. I know this is the house I want. And he said, well, you know, we're going to look, you know. So we kept looking and looking and looking. And then we finally decided that this was the house. So I was standing out on the deck outside, just looking while, you know, like they were putting the paperwork together to put in an offer. And I was standing on the deck outside, and I was looking out. And Denise, I always say she lives 3 doors down from me. She does live like on the street behind me and 3 doors down. And she's, you know, so I always just say it's 3 houses, because if I could hop the fence, it would be just hop the fence and then I'd be there 3 houses. So I was looking, and I just kind of looked, and I thought, oh my gosh, that looks like Denise's house. And the more I looked, the more I realized it was Denise's house. And so I went into the lady, and I'm writing the offer still, and I said, you know, I'll be right back. I want to see something. And so she said, okay. So then I walked down the street, went around the corner, and sure enough, it was Denise's house. And so I thought, if this is not destined to be, this is destined to be. And so it worked out well, because then my mother really took a turn for the worse, and Denise was able to help me out tremendously. Not that Mary didn't, you know, Sue, we all did our share, but so hopefully Peggy, 8 minutes later, she's saying, why did I ask that question? Geez, oh Pete, I should have known better. All right, let's go face the music, see what we did. Well, I'm beyond pissed. Just damn right mad. It just, I don't understand it. I really, first of all, she put it on the wrong page. It should have been on this page, so I could have finished out this month. But no, she didn't see that, and she went and started a whole new page where I wanted to start the whole new page with a loss. Anyway, I gained a half a pound. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm not quitting, but I'm pissed. I'm telling you, I'm pissed. Did I tell you I'm mad? I don't understand. I'm gonna have to I definitely am going to have to find some of my smart point trackers and just see. I had such a good attitude this week. I felt so good about everything this week. I just knew this was going to be my week. I knew I was going to have a turnaround this week. I'm done. Well, I'm not done. I really am not done. I'm just so discouraged. I'm just so damn discouraged. You know, the only thing I got going for me, well, I got two things going for me. Well, I got a lot of things going for me. The fact that I'm not going to quit. I got that going for me. I gotta go. You know me. I gotta go. Well, I know this is kind of an abrupt ending to this video, but it's not been a good day. Just not. And I don't want to dwell on it. So I'm going to take tomorrow, regroup, and I'll see you guys on Monday.